Good morning. I am 5 minutes earlier today. And I'm gonna tag everybody as usual. Good morning, Yanni. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Alice. Good morning, Joey. Good morning, John. Good morning, Mary. It looks so peaceful now. I was sitting here, as always, from like 5:30. It was so nice and beautiful, and the sunrise was beautiful, and the sky was just like that, blue and everything. All of a sudden, without any warning, it started like pouring, and for 5 minutes, and then it stopped. I just love this climate. Good morning, Mariela. Alright, it is time for us to start, and we will continue exploring loving kindness towards all living beings. Today, we'll touch, good morning, Gina. We'll touch on a different aspect of it, which is sending loving kindness to different groups of people. So let me explain this a little bit. The Buddha talked about doing metta, and remember, metta is loving kindness, in such a way that we begin to care for all beings as a mother would care and protect her only child. And of course, to even approach this motherly capacity, we must see where our barriers have been erected and where our resistance is being fed. So one way to use metta to see our concepts of division and to subsequently melt those barriers we have maintained is to send loving kindness to different groups of beings. And in doing this, we try to include pairs of opposite or complementary sets of groups, so that ultimately we do include all beings everywhere. So an example of it would be all females and then all males. And females and males as categories encompass not just human beings, but all the aspects of femininity, all the aspects of masculinity. And interestingly, we may find that we have an easy affinity with one gender grouping and a certain disease or even resistance when trying to send loving kindness to the other gender group. And that's okay. That's why we're doing it, because this very discovery that we actually do have a clear affinity towards some groups and not others is the very important part of this exploration. Then we can start dissolving our barriers so that we can feel oneness with all living beings. What am I thinking? Oneness with all living beings without any exception. Other examples of such groupings include all enlightened beings and all those in ignorance. And the groups don't necessarily need to be equal in size, they just need to be complementary so that eventually we include every single living creature in our practice. Another example is all those who are known to me and all those who are not known to me. And classically in the Buddhist practice, there are 7 groups used. And of course we don't have to use them, but let me tell you what the classical way is. So the 7 are all females, all males, all enlightened beings, all unenlightened beings, all devas and brahmas, which means celestial beings, beings that are supremely happy because they're free of all conditioning, all humans, those who experience a mixture of pleasure and pain. And the 7th is all those in lower worlds, so those who experience great suffering and not much pleasure at all. And for each practice, you can use the classical list of 7 groups or create a list of your own. As you become more comfortable with this practice, the groupings can start including your personal challenges, like all those who are suffering and all those who are causing suffering, or maybe you think of a particular way of suffering and a particular way that the suffering is being caused. Of course, a very pertinent one nowadays may be, and I'm not suggesting that we do this, but it could be all those who want to get vaccinated and all those who don't want to get vaccinated, and just see where you feel clear affinity versus resistance. And the key point here is to see where you would prefer to exclude some beings from your loving kindness energy, because somehow in your mind they're less deserving. So every time you find this resistance, you can pause and remind yourself that all beings, without any exception, deserve to be happy, healthy, and free. All beings, without any exception, deserve to know deep peace, deserve to be filled with loving kindness. So let's explore this together. Take a comfortable position, and as always, start by acknowledging all the circumstances of your practice, external, internal, and starting to dissolve this boundary between the external and internal, using your breath as a reminder that we are one with the whole world, with the entire universe. That the external melts into the internal, internal becomes external. Our breath creates this interconnectedness. So let your breath be soft and easy and uncontrolled. And just serve as this reminder that with every cycle of breath, there is a change. There is a rising and passing away, dying and rebirth, melting of barriers between external and internal. Invite effortlessness in your heart, body, and mind. Scan your body, reminding yourself to ground into the right here, right now. And when you're ready, start sending loving kindness to yourself. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well in body and mind. May I be happy, healthy, and at ease. May I know deep, natural peace. Of course, you can use those words or your own. I'll give you a minute in silence to do that. Sending loving kindness to yourself. Now let's spend the next couple of minutes sending loving kindness to one complementary group pair from the classical list. Let's do all females and all males. May all females be filled with loving kindness. May all females be well in body and mind. May all females be happy, healthy, and at ease. May all females know deep, natural peace. Again, use those words or your own, sending loving kindness to all females. Now on to all males. May all males be filled with loving kindness. May all males be well in body and mind. May all males be happy, healthy, and at ease. May all males know deep, natural peace. And as you do this, notice, is there any difference in the way you're reciting the same verse? What's happening in your body, mind, and heart now that you're sending loving kindness to all males versus the way you experienced it, this process when you were sending the energy to all females? And if you do notice a difference, a certain resistance, or whatever comes up, it's okay. Remember that that's the point of the practice, to illuminate all the barriers we have constructed around our heart, and then slowly dissolve them one by one, so that we can start caring for all beings without exception, like a loving mother would care for her only child. For the next couple of minutes, you can continue with one of the classical pairs that I mentioned. For example, all enlightened beings and all those in ignorance, or all those who are known to me and all those who are unknown to me. Or if you feel adventurous, open, you can explore groups based on a personal challenge. It's up to you. I'll give you a couple of minutes in silence to experience that. Now gently finish the verse that you're on. Take a nice inhale and exhale. And if your eyes were closed, softly open them, coming out of your practice. As you go through your day today, I invite you to reflect around this topic, the complementary groups of beings. Some of them we feel clear affinity for. Some of them we are resisting to. Don't try to analyze anything. Don't try to logically come up with whatever explanations, excuses, just notice and see if you can send loving kindness to both groups with an equal quality of energy. And even if you can't, it's okay. This is the point, right? So just explore. And of course, if you want to share anything, you're very welcome to do this. Thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful day. I will see you tomorrow.